For the past few weeks now, I've been slowly working on this Dutch tool chest here. I have a few planks jointed together here. We're going to try get it all flat. I don't think we'll get it perfectly flat just because this timber has an awful tendency to move and warp. Just going to spend a few minutes taking big, chunky, lovely shavings. The next thing I need to do is joint the edges flat here. So now you can see there now I'm breaking off the end grain here, and normally I'd come at it the other way to stop that from happening, but the lid is actually too wide, so we're going to be cutting these off at the end anyway, so I'm not too bothered. Now I have a wooden plane down here. Last time I checked it was taking a fairly deep cut, so I reckon I could just use that to bring it down to the level I want it to. It'll probably cut fairly quick as well. I can always grab a hammer. Now this is a bit oversized here, but move the iron in a bit further, and there we're taking a big fat shaving. Jeez, I can just about manage her on my own when there's absolutely nothing inside of it. You know, the Japanese plane I got recently enough would probably be good for this job. This is a plane that's designed to be pulled. The first thing I did was turn it over so that the front was facing the floor and the back here was very rough. So I have a horned smoothing plane here that was actually gifted to me by viewers from Germany. So I'm using that fella there now. I'm sat in a stool and I'm pulling it towards me just to plane that surface relatively smooth. So I can be seen here with a hand crank drill, just making some pilot holes so that we can later on screw in those hinges nice and easy. Then we can come along with the bracing bit here and drill in those screws. So later on I screw the hinges onto the actual lid itself. It's good enough. And then it was time to start work on the actual pieces that would hold the tools in place. So I started with the saw handles, and all I had to do there was mark out the shape. This was probably the most satisfying part of the whole job, just placing a bit of leather there on a piece of wood and then bringing a nice sharp chisel up to it and just driving it right down through the leather. So once I had all the little pieces ready to go, I actually had to go about attaching them to the lid. So I have a piece of pine here left over that I'm just going to bore a quick hole down through, and we can attach that piece on top of the cutout we made that will fit inside the saw handle. And once we have it all ready to go, we can drive a copper nail down between the two of them, and then we can go about tediously trying to glue that into place. So it's time for the moment of truth. Will the saws stay in place when we actually close the lid? So we can see there now, they shut grand. When you pull it back open, the saws are just where we left them. Right lads, here we are now. So as you can see, every tool I want to have on the lid of the box is now stuck in place. So when we fold up the lid every time we want to go grab our tools. How's it going, lads? This was a compressed version of a 13-minute YouTube video, so if anyone feels their attention span is up for the challenge and like what I do here, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check out the YouTube channel, link in bio, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Good luck.